Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the video. I'm GetGoodGuy, and today I'll be talking to you about what I'm calling the Forgotten Medic Rifle, as it has extremely low usage numbers for the community, it's barely ever spoken about, and I think there are many people out there who don't even have the weapon unlocked. This weapon is of course the Selbstlader 1906 Sniper. Now, a couple of days ago I produced a video on the factory variant of this weapon, which I'll link to in the description and in my pinned comment. If you haven't seen it yet, then I highly advise you check it out, as I cover the stats of the Selbstlader 1906 overall in that video, so obviously I'm not going to do the same thing today. What I am going to do is compare this sniper variant to the factory variant. And yes, I know the devs have said it's actually an optical variant stats wise, but it doesn't have an optical sight and it's labelled as a factory variant. So let's all just chill on that one, yeah? After comparing the two, we'll then have a talk about how the Selbst 1906 Sniper matches up against other sniper variants within the medic class. So first things first, I much prefer the sniper variant over the factory variant, by a long way actually. With this sniper variant, I personally have far less difficulty acquiring the target, it gets rid of the issue of the flippy thing distracting you during a gunfight, and I enjoy the range boost you get from having a scope. Plus, an extra detail here, as usual, I set my magnification down to the lowest possible. This allows me to contest close quarters fights pretty much as I would with an iron sight, while still improving my range capabilities by virtue of having a scope. And this all makes for a good start. So what about stats wise? Well, the sniper variant has better spread than the factory variant when aiming down sight and not moving, but it has worse spread when aiming down sight and moving. It also has worse spread increase per shot and worse spread decrease. So this then sounds like a net loss for the sniper variant, and for some people it will be, but for me these negatives aren't particularly noticeable, and they are heavily outweighed by just how much easier I find the sniper variant to use. And we mustn't forget that the sniper variant has a bipod, which makes it a killing machine at range. You may only have 5 rounds to play with, but you can spam them out fast and accurately, allowing you to easily challenge scouts and bipoded supports in the distance. So overall, I find the sniper variant of the Selbstlader 1906 to be comfortably superior to the factory variant. I know a few people will likely disagree, but I feel like the vast majority of people will have similar feelings in practice. And with that covered, let's shift our focus to comparing the viability of the Selbstlader 1906 Sniper with some of its other competitors in the medic class. The ones I've selected are the Howl Automatic Sniper, the Mondragon Sniper, and the autoloading 8.35 Marksman, as the autoloading is one of the dominant guns in the game right now. And well, I personally feel that, as much as I enjoy the sniper variant over the factory variant, the Selbst 1906 is lacking here. It may fire faster than the Howl and the Mondragon, but 5 rounds per reload doesn't stack up all that favourably when compared against 21 and 10 respectively. The Mondragon even has the same muzzle velocity as the Selbst 1906, so it's got pretty similar potency at range anyway when it comes to lining up your target. And then, although the autoloading is a marksman variant and thus doesn't have a bipod, I feel like this thing is a whole lot more versatile and capable of slaying out. It may not be as good at range as the Selbst 1906, but it fires at 359 rounds per minute, which can be hard to argue with. Obviously there are many in-depth stats that can be analysed in these comparisons, but it essentially comes down to personal preference, as they all have their own major and minor pros and cons. For me though, I feel like the Selbstlader 1906 just doesn't have anything stand out about it to make it a top tier choice. There's an argument for it being somewhat of a skill cannon, and I would say that that's at least partially true, but its extra difficulty of usage on this occasion doesn't hold the same potential reward for me than other skill cannons in the game. And then as an aside, the Mondragon Sniper specifically seems like a more than capable match for the Selbst 1906 in a lot of ways, including bullets to kill, as it will always kill in 3, whilst being a more forgiving choice. And it seems that many of these feelings have been mirrored by the player base at large, as the Selbst 1906 Sniper holds those qualities that have caused me to label it as the Forgotten Medic Rifle. So what do I advise? Well, it can be fun. It's a challenge to use sometimes, and also a challenge to unlock, with those 300 kills with the factory variant required. So if you want something to grind for, then give it a go. There will also be a small minority of people who will find that it's their perfect fit. But for most people, if you're just looking for efficiency on the battlefield, there are likely several other options that you can use just as well, if not better. But this is all just my opinion. What do you think? Do you enjoy the Selbstlader 1906 Sniper? Do you prefer it over the factory variant? Or do you even have both of the weapons unlocked? Let me know in the comment section below. Now let's go over to the Board of Awesome for the fantastic people who support the channel on Patreon. They're the reason I am able to produce content for you full time, and thanks to everyone on here. If you want to join them on the Board of Awesome, then the link to the Patreon page is in the description and in my pinned comment. Support can start from just $1 a month. I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to turn on notifications so you don't miss future videos, and feel free to like, share, and subscribe. I'm GetGoodGuy, and I'll see you next time. Laters.